Thanks for tuning in. This is Charles Hardcastle here from Joseph Barnes Wines at Saffron Walden, and this time I thought I will tell you about Pet Nats, or Petillants Naturels to you and me, as they're known in the Loire indeed, and to that end we've got three Pet Nats from the Loire here to taste, which we'll do in a minute. But Pet Nats, Petillants Naturels, what's it all about? Well, Petillants Naturels, as the name suggests, are naturally fermented, lightly sparkling wines, and they're also known as Petillants Originels in the Loire. It's also known as Méthode Ancestrale in the south and southwest of France. Indeed, many of the sparkling wines from Limoux are made in the Méthode Ancestrale. And today I've also learned that another term for the method is Cardon du Bougie, no less. So, but whatever you want to call it, whichever term you want to use, the principle remains the same. These are natural wines, about as natural as you're going to get. To achieve its designation, the wines must have no intervention from the winemaker. There are no added yeasts, there's no added sugar, the dosage, and crucially there's only one fermentation which takes place in the bottle, unlike champagne, which, as I'm sure many of you know, undergoes a secondary fermentation in the bottle. So as I say, these are about as natural wines as you are going to get. Basically what happens is that the grapes are hand-picked, they're then pressed and fermented as normal. When the wine reaches 6.5% alcohol, then the winemaker will likely filter the wines, thereby retaining as much of the active yeast within the unfinished wine as he can. This is then bottled simply, no fuss, no mucking around, with crown corks, and the wine is then stored to allow the fermentation to get going. And the fermentation, obviously, as it ferments in the bottle, it produces carbon dioxide, which in turn provides the bubbles. And as these are natural wines, I have to say they can be cloudy, but they are absolutely delicious. So, as I say, we have three Pet Nats here from the Loire. So let's get on and taste them. The first one we're going to taste is a wine called Moussa Moussette, and this is made by an estate called Domaine Moss, run by Agnès and Hervé Moss, and they are based in the Coteaux du Léon region of the Loire, or the left bank of the Léon River in the Anjou AOC. And I have to say, this is a very fashionable wine at the moment. To use that awful phrase, or that awful word, this is a bit of a cult wine. It's to be found, much sought after, and to be found in the very fashionable bars in Paris and in Lyon and along the Riviera. This basically is a blend of predominantly Cabernet Sauvignon and Cabernet Franc, with a splash of Gamay and a splash of a grape called Grolot. And Grolot is a very dark-skinned, black-skinned grape indigenous to the Loire. Grol means crow in French, so you get an idea of the colour of the grapes, and it adds a bit of texture and a bit of colour to the wines. Grolot makes fantastic rosés, by the way. So this is Cabernet Franc, Cabernet Sauvignon, Gamay, and Grolot, and let's have a taste and let's see what we have here. So, a lovely light salmon pink in colour. Look at that, a beautiful, lovely, a lovely effervescence to it. Nice mousse. A nice sort of coppery hue, absolutely fabulous. It looks like a very clean, refreshing wine, which I think it's going to be. So, on the nose, well, we're getting We're getting these sort of very light citrus fruit flavours, aromas, oranges, orange peel, lemon zest. There's a bit of rose petal in there, a bit of red fruit, certainly some raspberries and strawberries. Lovely, lovely, lovely aromas. On the palate, this is absolutely fabulous, really. It's very clean, very refreshing, soft, gentle rosé, fantastic acidity, vibrant acidity, making this a really, really good food wine. The finish is short and crisp, but we're not here for the finish. We're here for the acidity and these lovely red fruit flavours, that go so well with food. And talking of which, what are you going to drink this with? Well, I think some tuna, a fresh tuna steak with ginger and lemongrass would be good. Perhaps caramelised red onion tart with goat's cheese, fantastic. Peking duck. What about a Peking duck? This would be fantastic with Peking duck, that sort of thing. Great with spicy Asian Thai style foods. Delicious. Really good. Fantastic stuff. This is 12% ABV. They're all 12%, which is quite unusual for pet nats, because pet nats tend to be lower in alcohol, around about the 9% mark. But these, for whatever reason, are slightly stronger at 12%. It retails at $18.95. I have to say, I should point out here, this is a bit of a hand sell job for us. These aren't particularly cheap, and they are a bit of a hand sell. We have to hand sell them to our clients, but when we do, the verdict is almost is unanimously positive, because they are delicious, fabulous wines at Pet Nats, and they always come back for more. So $18.95, fantastic, really good. Try it with some Asian style food. So that's the Musette. So I'm going to move on now to our second wine. This is a wine called La Petite Compé, and it's made by a guy called Gregory Leclerc. It's an estate called Domaine Charroux et Prodigue, and Gregory makes wine in the Touraine region of the Loire. And he makes a really good range of reds and whites from grapes such as Sauvignon and Chenin Blanc and Malbec, locally known as C-O-T, Co. And the aforementioned Grolot, and this is in fact 100% Grolot. And so with the Grolot grape, we're going to expect something slightly more robust, slightly more earthy, with a good sort of mineral texture to it. So let's give it a go and see what we have here. So the first thing that strikes you is this is a darker colour. Again, fantastic mousse on this, a lovely mousse, lovely light cherry red in colour, beautiful colour, beautiful, just lovely. Look at that, just lovely. Look at that all day, absolutely beautiful. And on the nose, well, yeah, I mean, on the nose we get this rustic, earthy, barnyardy, wet hay, damp straw, hedgerows in the morning mist sort of thing. It sounded too poncy. But yeah, I mean, we're getting these really earthy, rustic aromas here. This isn't an elegant nose, but fabulous all the same. On the palate. Again, drier. The tannins are more pronounced, as you would expect from the Grolot grape. Tannins are more pronounced, and much more robust flavours. It's got this sort of chalky minerality texture to it. Really good. Packed, bags of red fruit flavour, cranberries, strawberries, raspberries, that sort of stuff. Absolutely delicious. I mean, absolutely fabulous. So a more robust pet nat, more robust food called for. Roasted duck legs perhaps with figs is great. Chicken tagine, spicy chicken tagine with apricots and chickpeas. I've had that. With this, it's delicious. So this is the sort of food you'd need for that. This retails at $17.99, and as I say, it's 12% alcohol, and it's really, really good, fantastic food wine. You need something more robust than this, though. Delicious. Okay, the third wine here. This is a wine called Boule, which means bubble, basically, and it's made at an estate called Domaine de Moulins by a guy called Henri Villemard, and he makes wine in the Cheverny region, the little known Cheverny region of the central Loire, and again his wines are quite sought after. This, as you can see, is a light, this really is a coppery, a nice light coppery pink in colour. Good mousse. And this in fact is a blend of a Gamay, Pinot Noir, and a grape called Pinot d'Aunis. And Pinot d'Aunis is otherwise known as Chenin Noir in the Loire. Again, like the Grollo, this is an indigenous grape to the Loire. And wines made with Pinot d'Aunis tend to be lighter, fruitier, more sort of summery red fruit sort of thing. So this is perhaps what we would expect in this, certainly with the Pinot and the Gamay. So we're looking for sort of cherryish, beautiful colour. So we're looking for sort of cherryish aromas, which is what we're getting really. We're getting a bit of cherry, a bit of strawberry, summer red fruits basically, and also a bit of orange peel, and a sort of, again, a slightly honeyed edge to it. I'm detecting lovely aromas, lovely sort of elegant summer aromas. And on the palate, well, this is actually the driest of the lot. Nice and dry. Again, this sort of refreshing acidity. Great, great food wine. Again, we're getting these sort of summer fruit flavours coming through. Strawberries, raspberries, cranberries. I get a bit of cranberry there. Sort of slightly sort of tart, sour red fruits. The finish again doesn't stay with you for too long. It's short and crisp. But I'm getting these nice sort of tart red fruit flavours. Absolutely fabulous stuff. With this, well, again, and salmon perhaps, salmon with watercress sauce, Thai style crab, ginger and lemon, lemongrass. Perhaps, what about an aioli from down south, a nice spicy garlicky aioli to dip your your boiled eggs, boiled potatoes and artichokes in. Great food wine, all of these are great food wines. So absolutely delicious. So there we go. Yeah, lovely, beautiful. I wish you could smell this. A lovely summer red fruit aromas there. Spring is round the corner. Yeah, delicious. So there we go. Those are the three pet nats that I've chosen to taste tonight. I hope you've enjoyed this post. Pick up a pet nat if you're out and about, you see one. They really are delicious wines. They're good fun, they're soft, they're gentle, they're easygoing, and they make great aperitifs, great party wine, great food wine. You've got a curry, Thai style food, that sort of stuff. So there we go. I'm going to clear up in a minute, but before we do, we're going to play you out with a song from the great jazz trumpeter Thad Jones, and this is from his classic 1956 album, The Magnificent Thad Jones, a track named after his daughter called Thedia.